All right, welcome to Fabric Garage. So this episode is going to be all about the new tool in the shop, the 12-inch lathe that I acquired for the shop. I am building a waste oil heater. If you're interested in that, there's another video, and there's going to be other videos just for that. But this video is going to be about all the lathes, and I'm going to turn the camera on and show you guys what I've got for really cheap. All right, guys, so here she is. This is a 12-inch Craftsman lathe. So back in the day, Craftsman and Atlas, well, mainly I think it was Atlas were building lathes for the regular homeowner and hobbyist, and Craftsman started slapping their logos on it, and they kind of partnered with it, and they were pretty much selling these under both names. So this one happens to be a Craftsman 101.07403 model. What that means is this is a 12-inch lathe, and it has a 54 length bed, so it's a pretty big bed. Most of them were the short bed. This one has a 54 inches. Well, it's really 48 from here to there. 54 is the whole thing. So, but this is plenty for what I'm going to be doing out here. I don't plan on doing anything, extremely big or heavy duty, but to have this at home, to be able to fabricate almost anything here, it's awesome. You can do so many things with the lathes, it's not even funny. So this one here, I bought it. You're not even gonna believe this, but I actually got this for $400. I found it on the marketplace, and I went to look at it, and it didn't look as nice as this, so I sanded it all down and I threw a coat of paint just to make it look a little better. Everything was working already. I didn't have to do any repairs, started right up. Even the belt was already replaced. Believe it or not, this actually came with a 3rd horsepower motor, and the last owner upgraded to a 3/4 horsepower motor. So this motor here does not bog down whatsoever. I can pretty much carve this thing into the side of a piece of metal, and it just will not bog down. That motor is extremely powerful for this lathe, and it works out really good. So this is, I got the back stock with it. It has a life center, which I am going to replace because I don't know if I really like this style here, because it's not really a bearing. It's just kind of sitting there on grease. It works, I guess, but this one here, you put oil in here. You take this cap off and you put drips of oil in there to keep that lubricated. This here, it's kind of cool. It took me a while to figure out what this is, and I'll show you what this is here. I was like, what in the hell is this? And some of you guys are gonna look at it and be like, I know what that is, but you'd be surprised how many people don't. This here is a tiny little reservoir, and you fill it with oil. And when you wanna cut something and you need a little bit of oil, you take this and you will just dab it into the piece you wanna add a little oil to. So that's all it is. It's a dabber, whatever that is. So it's kind of cool that they included that. If you want to add a little bit of oil, I just have one of these cans here, and I have a can holder. So if I want to cut something and I want to use oil, which I do all the time, I'll just squirt some oil right from the can. So I use cutting oil. So it's kind of cool that they did that. And then over here, I cut down a wrench just so I can leave it here all the time and use that to hold it. That'll just slide back. So it's a pretty decent bed size. I can do a lot of things here. This actually just broke on me. This is from the inside of my Milwaukee 1/4-inch impact. Just a regular one that I use at work to take down panels on cars for oil changes and stuff. So this is the brushes on the electric motor, and it just died on me today, and I took it apart, and the brushes are completely destroyed. So I put it on the lathe, and I cleaned it up, because it was pretty burnt, and I ordered new brushes. The brushes ride on here. So once that comes in, which that was only like less than $10, my Milwaukee impact should be back to work. So it's kind of, again, I will have to buy a new impact, but I have a lathe that can just run this away and put new brushes on, and I'm back to work, and I don't have to buy anything other than the brushes, which were less than $10. So my impact gun broke, the trigger got stuck in, and there was a piece inside that was made out of aluminum that it was basically a pin, and a pin with a taper and that just broke in half because it was like cast aluminum. I came here, I made one out of stainless, put it on the gun. I measured the old one, made a new one out of stainless, put it in the gun, boom, the gun's like brand new again. So it's kind of cool to be able to make little things that you will have to buy, or sometimes you can't even buy it. So it's really nice to have a lathe. If you can buy one cheap, definitely recommend it. You don't even need to know how to use it. There's so many videos explaining, teaching you how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, you can learn. Anybody can learn. So if you ever see one of these on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for cheap, pick it up, put it in your basement. I'm telling you, if you like to tinker with stuff and fix things and build things, this will come in very handy. So I did upgrade a post. I got a quick change 2-post. So this one here, let me see if I have the old one here. All right, so this came with this 2-post here, which is a pain in the ass. This here, whenever you want to change the angle, you have to take this little wedge and move it along, and there's so much adjusting to make a piece. Basically, a piece that I would take 2 hours to make with this, making adjustments and doing different cuts, I can make it in like 20 minutes with this one, just because I have all the attachments. And I'll show you here. So that 2-post came with all these attachments here. So you get this one here. Again, you have two spots you can put it in. You can put it in here. So you take this out, or you can put it in here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. And then you lock it in place. But obviously this is to cut left, so you want to use it on the side. So let me put all of them up here. All right, so this one here, you will make cuts going that way. This one here, you will make cuts going this way. This one here, you can use to face also. This one here, you could use to face, but you have to turn this a lot. Then you have your boring bar. If you want to go inside of a pipe and cut from the inside, this is what that's for. And on this side here, you have I think a knurl maker. If you put this against something round, it'll basically knurl it and give you a nice grippy area. I don't have anything here to show you guys, but you guys like this here. Here's a flashlight that was knurled. It'll give you that finish there. So you have a grip. So, and then obviously you have your parting blade. This is just high-speed steel. You basically just put it in here, and you can go straight into pieces this way, and you can part it. So if you already made your piece and you want to cut it off, you just part it. So that's that. This all came with that Shars brand 2-post. And then you have your other actual boring bar, 3/4 boring bar. So I have a smaller boring bar there, but obviously that won't fit in here because that's 3/8. This one here is a 3/4. So if I buy a 3/4 bar, I have this here to go in there. I have extra carbide bits, and they have different sides I can switch to if they're worn. I have a drill attachment for the backstock, so if I want to drill a hole perfectly centered. So a lot of this I bought separate. The lathe was $400, and there was just a lathe. I only got 3 sets of jaws did come with the lathe, but I really haven't used it other than what it's there. So I'm slowly going to start buying more things and making it nicer, but this here was the best couple $100 I ever spent was to get a quick 2-post. It just goes on here. You lock it. I know a lot of guys are probably familiar with this already, but if you're new, this will help you. You loosen this up. You can come here and you can turn it, whatever way you want. You know, if you want to make a cut like that, whatever you want to do, this turns 360. So it's really cool to have this at home. I actually I had to do something for work where we're trying to push install a seal on a BMW transmission, and the tools we had just wouldn't do it because it was a very weird style shaft transmission. So I actually came here and I modified a piece of a tool that we had at work, so it would work with that, and it worked perfectly. So it's kind of cool that I can, come home modify a tool, and then bring it to work the next day and get a job done. So yeah, so this is the lathe. It's very cheap. I lucked out. These where I live go for between $700 to $1,800, honestly. And even the smaller version of this lathe goes for just as much. I don't know why, but I'd say 12-inch, 14 inches. Like if you can find a 14-inch for cheap, go for it. 14 inches definitely better. 12 inches really good. Even a 10-inch, you can make a lot of stuff. Anything smaller than that, it's mostly for playing around. You're not gonna make a ton of stuff. The motor that will run that will most likely not have enough power to make, cut stainless and any kind of heavy material or hard material per se. So it's kind of cool that I can make little things and I can just play around with it and learn it. And if I ever get sick of it and I need space, I can always flip this for a good amount of money. So that's pretty much it. I will be making more videos on the lathe. Here's the gears. You can change the gears to make threads, but I'm not really going to be making threads with this. I am going to make an attachment here so I can put a tap and make this here hold the tap while I make threads with a tap here. And the difference between doing it here and doing it on the bench is that over here it's going to be perfectly centered and straight compared to doing it by hand, which most of the time, if you're decent at using a tap and die set, it'll come out pretty straight. But this is like if you're doing something that has to be perfectly straight, this will get it done. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more on the lathe, if you want to see me making something, just drop a comment. It's pretty cool to have this at home. So that's gonna be it for this lathe episode. I'll probably make more videos of me actually making something that I need. Maybe a Miata part, who knows? Maybe something else. But yeah, this is it for this video. If you enjoy some of the content, please subscribe. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I started this channel basically to build a little Mazda Miata with a big V8 in it. Well, I wouldn't say a big V8, but it's a 5-liter V8. So that's all the other videos. If you're interested in seeing something like that, just click on my other videos. It's all there. But this channel is going to be all about, running machines and building things, anything with a motor, anything your average guy builds at home. It's going to be just a fun, go out in the garage, make something. So yeah, guys, appreciate you all, and I will see you guys on the next one.